Hi everyone. Good good evening. Uh Welcome again to another session. Let's just give some few minutes for some more people to join. We already have our speaker on the call already. Just a few more minutes. Ebuka, I'm just gonna make you. Samuel, Samuel. Hey, Buka, please confirm you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, great, great. Maybe by 6:10 we could start. Once again, thank you for everyone for joining. Um, just a few announcements. This session, I'll still make this announcement after the call. This session continues tomorrow. We'll be having people from Langchain, and also continue Saturday as well. Stay updated with our Discord channel, WhatsApp channel, and every of our social media. And we'll start the session by 6:10. Kebuka, I think we can go ahead and start.
Hi everyone, good evening. Ralph, can you confirm that you can hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay. All right. So, good evening, everyone. Today, thank you all that have stayed so far. Today is I think, the end of the advanced parts of this of the bootcamp so far. And basically, what is going to happen is there isn't going to be any lecture, so we should be out of here in about 20 minutes, um, or less. But what I'm going to show you is just building a full, a naive RAG application, so to speak, a naive RAG application. That's what I'm going to be showing. And yeah, that's all today is going to be about. I've already built it out on my system, so we'll be going through that. All right, all right, all right. Let me share my screen. Mm. Sorry, guys. Let me share my screen. Okay. Hi, Ralph. Can you see my screen?
Um, Hi, Ibuka. I can see your screen. You can go ahead.
All right. All right. Thank you. Okay. Nice. So yeah. Let me run through. Let me just run this code. Let me run this code. So this is Streamlit run UI. I thought I had. So this is what we're going to be building. Um, this is typically what we're going to be building. So it's a simple, very basic docs AI. So you upload your documents and you ask it a question about your documents. It retrieves, it does a retrieval, and then it passes it into a RAG chain. And from there, you get an LLM response. So let me just do a cheap demo for this. All right, so let me upload the documents. Let me use that same LangChain documents we're using. So this is Streamlit. I'll explain what Streamlit is for those that don't know. In the meantime, let me just Streamlit. All right, so now I have uploaded my documents. You can see the name here. All I have to do is submit. So the database now is indexing. It's doing all of the chunking, It's chunking it and then it's indexing all of the data. And next, what do we have? Enter your question. So now I want to ask a question about my documents. So let me say, what does the documents say about LangChain? And I should get the answer. Hopefully this doesn't get from production on live, I mean. Okay. So yeah. So yeah, according to the context, the document discusses LangChain, blah 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 blah. Discusses LangChain, focuses on its modular design, security implications, and integrations. It aims to provide valuable insight into LangChain's capability and challenges. And here I can see the chunks. It's supposed to be 3. Okay, I guess my ranker kind of like reduced it to 2. So yeah, I can see the chunks that were used on this part. So now let's get into building something like this. So I doubt we'll spend. So before I get into this, let me talk about the tech stacks that we use. Grok. What else did I use? So stacks that we use as usual, LangChain. LangChain. So now this UI that you're seeing, I didn't build it with JavaScript. This is Streamlit. It's Streamlit. That's what this is. It's what is Streamlit? Streamlit is just a Python library for building front end. Basically, that's what Streamlit is. It's a Python, it's a Python library for building um the front end. So for those that are not so interested in that don't like front end. So this is that it was built so it's just front end code, but then it's Python that you're using to write the front end. And yeah, that's what Streamlit is about. And the syntax is very easy. It's very easy to understand. Yeah. Then what else did I use? Grok. We've covered this. Just go to console.grok, get your API key, and use Grok with LangChain. And yeah, the architect of everything is LangChain. So let's get into code. All right. Wish I can stop all this. Since my internet connection is unstable, let me see why that is so. All right, nonetheless, let's get into it. So we have the index.py. I think one thing I can do is, why don't I build everything again from scratch? And as I'm copying and pasting the code, I will just kind of like explain what is going on. All right, so inside there, I'm going to build a new repository. Let me call it live. So this folder will host everything. Why I don't want to start everything from scratch is I'll have to do a lot of pip installs into the environment, and those pip installs are going to cause, so I'm going to need to download, you know how it is, I'm going to need to download a lot of models, and I don't want to go through this. This is not a recording. This is a live video, so I don't want us to waste time or something like that. And I've promised that today's this thing would be this thing. All right. Okay. One thing I can also do is just so that we have everything clean. I can put all of this inside the. I can put all of this inside the. Sorry. This These are the ones that I built so that we can just build from scratch. I'm sure you want to move more. Okay, so if I close this folder, I will notice also what I built. So let me build a new folder, new, and inside this new is where everything that we. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah. Okay. All right. So where do we start? Let's start with our index file. So index file. So we have at the roots, we have our index file. Let's copy index.py, and oh, you know what, guys? Let me just walk through the code that we used for this. Let me walk through the code for this instead of trying to do it from scratch so that we save enough time. All right. So yep. Okay. So there's a README file. I'll push this up so that we get everything that is going on here. So the first thing, first and foremost, is you go in your terminal. You go in your terminal and can I hide this stuff? So I can hide this. All right, so go in your terminal. If you're on Windows, uh, run this code in your terminal. I won't run it in my own terminal because I've already done that. And I honestly don't want to go through the headache. But run this code in your terminal. It's going to be in the README file. I'm going to put this code up to our GitHub repo so you can go through it. When you run this code in your terminal, basically what is it going to do? It's going to build a Python, what we call a Python environment. So a virtual environment, Python virtual environment. So basically it's just an environment that is abstracted from a system, or it's like boxed in your system so that everything that you need to build your application can rest inside of that environment. It's just like your whole system is an entire building, and because you want to work on a project, you are given like a special lab, a special room, and everything that you need inside of everything you need to build that project is in that lab. Everything that needs to be done to build that project happens in that lab. So plus production plus that's what virtual environments are. It's just so that whatever you are installing for this Python project, when you're installing packages for this Python project, they don't mess up with other things that have been set in the entire app. That's the idea. So if you're on Windows, you use this code. If you're on Linux or Macs, this is what you're going to use. This is what you're going to use. Python 3 dash and mind you, this last part is optional, so you can give it whatever name you want to give it. So, but these first ones, yeah, they are the main syntax. The rest you can give it whatever my env, my environment, or my venv, whatever name you want to give. Then you run it. When you run it, you need to activate that virtual environment. So it's kind of like when you run it, you need to activate it. That is, put yourself inside that environment. And on Windows, this is what you use. I think I should preview this. No. All right, good. It looks prettier. So on Windows, this is what you use. On Mac or Linux, you'd run this. And if I put this inside here, so without running this is what my terminal is going to look like. So look at my terminal here. But when I run this code, this is what my terminal is going to look like. So you see this dot venv that I noted earlier. Once I run it, see, so this is the line where I run it, the code. And once I did that, I get this. So yeah, that's it. And after that, just go to I'm seeing some stuff in the chat. Hey, coming and download the package on my local computer. They were really big. Is there a way to download them once and reuse them? Okay, so you can use what they call Conda, and that's the idea of virtual environment itself. So you can use what is called Conda. So Conda helps like mitigate all of these issues. Yeah. Yeah, they were really big. I mean, that's why I'm not trying to install them again, honestly, because yeah, that's why I'm not trying to install them again. And so I'm sorry, guys, that I'm not doing this like showing you, because those files are downloading a model on your laptop. I mean, if you don't have that space, man, it's a lot. So yeah. Okay, so Now that we have that, let's get into the index.py. So this is the entry to the application. So this is the main file that the Streamlit app is going to run. So to run a Streamlit app, basically what you have to do in your terminal. Raf, please, can you see this stuff that is moving? I mean, do you see me moving? There's this dashboard that has this audio. Is it showing on the recording? Uh, Hi guys, can you guys see any stuff on the recording? Okay, let me can see something in the charts. Yeah, he said yes, you can see it. So I guess it's affecting the recording. I really don't know how I can. Okay, it's not showing, but it's showing for me. All right, sorry. Well, sorry guys. Let me stop sharing and start sharing again. Sorry about that. Um, okay. Still not going. But anyways, let's get into it. So first of all, for the Streamlit app, what's happening here? So for those that are just joining, this is what we're trying to build. I'm trying to walk us through the code. So there isn't any lecture today. Today, just like a walkthrough, it's what you can, for us to now go and do our tasks and build something and something that. So we just finished the first 3 weeks of the naive rag. So the basic part, the fundamental part to build at least the most basic stuff in rag. So yeah, walking you guys through the code. Yeah, I'm importing, first of all, I'm importing Streamlit as st. All right, so sorry guys. After you activate this virtual environment, you need to run pip install. You need to run this code, pip install -r requirement.txt. So this is going to install everything inside this file. So everything inside this file is needed for the app that we're going to build. So it's going to install all of these packages. So you don't have to stress about installing them one by one. All right. And so I'm importing Streamlit here. And conventionally, what is done conventionally is imported as st, just because I believe, because the wording is very long, so it's imported at the st. I mean, you can import it like this, it doesn't affect anything, but we are importing it as st. So anywhere you see st, just know that that's Streamlit. So what's going on? First, we set the Streamlit page configuration. So here I just say st.set page config, page title is equal to this, and layout is white. So this is the page title, chat with pdf. That is what I've written here. So you see, it's very cheap. It's like the title in JavaScript. Then we have st.title docs AI chat with PDF, and that's what is here. So it's very easy to use. And yeah, I'm just defining my directory for the uploaded files that will be uploaded on this app. This is where they will be. I'm defining like a variable for them where they will be stored. And yeah, I'm creating that directory. And now the first step in our building is uploading the PDF. That's the first step in our building. And what I've done here is I have implemented a function to handle that. So first of all, before you have any PDF to chat with, you need to upload the PDF. So what did we do here? We use with st.sidebar. So we streamlit.sidebar, we put this column, and then you indent whatever you're going to put. So it means whatever I indent inside here is going to be inside the sidebar because it's under this, what would I call this now? Under this expression. So if let me change this. I just want to show you guys what I'm talking about. So, no, let me not. Let me change the wordings. Upload rag PDFs. So I need to rerun. If I run this, so you see that this place still has changed to upload rag PDFs. So then we have the upload files equal to st dot file uploader. So this is, you see this box here, that is what this st dot file uploader does. So you just call stream here again, I'm importing streamlit as st. You just have to call streamlit dot file uploader. You pass it the placeholder you want, you pass it the type, and you decide whether you want to accept multiple files or not. Very simple Python code. And here I'm saying false, and here I'm defining a button. This is literally how to define, this is usually how to put this button. Just create a variable for it. Just create a variable for it and give it whatever text you want to give it. So streamlit.button, in parentheses, submit to DB. And okay, that's this one here. So this browse files is coming from this streamlit file uploader. It's coming like, automatically, that button in this thing. All right, and here is the function I'm using to save the uploaded file inside the temporary directory. All right, and then if we go back, so I'm returning both the PDF file and the button action. So submitted, where is that code? Yeah. So if you see, the second thing I'm returning from here is submit, and submit is the button. So next I'm going to check. So here I'm handling the upload, and that's this first part. Now next I'm going to check step 2, load plus in the index PDF if user has submitted. So what is this going to do? So this is going to check, does a PDF file exist, and has it been submitted? That is, has it been put into our directory? If that is so, okay, if a PDF file is uploaded, it's going to put it into this temporary directory where I'm supposed to upload the temporary file. It's where I'm supposed to upload the temporary files. And then after that, I'm going to see, so you see here again, I'm using st.sidebar. So this dot sidebar here is telling, okay, render this stuff on this part, on inside the sidebar. So st.sidebar dot sources uploaded PDF file name. So it's just going to show that, oh, this PDF file has been uploaded. In fact, let me do this. Sorry, guys. Let me, as we're going, as we're covering this step, let me be demoing, let me demo each step as we cover each step, so that it's more explanatory. I just hope all these things blocking my screens are not blocking a screen. All right, so this is the beer and the app is still running here. So this is the base. So we've covered everything up to this place. We've covered how we got these styles. We've covered, we use the st dot, what's it called? Streamlit dot sidebar to get this. And we've covered how we use the streamlit dot file uploader for this box. And the submit button, streamlit dot submit or dot button, we use this to, let me confirm that syntax. Yeah, streamlit dot button. So we use it. So we've covered that. Now the next step is loading our PDF. So when we click on loading the PDF, when we click on this, let me choose browse PDF, LangChain. So we see here now we have the PDF that have been uploaded. And now the next thing we're going to do is to load that PDF and index it into our vector store. So when we do that, we submit, click this, submit to DB. So it shows you that you've uploaded the PDF and now is indexing that PDF. So let's go through the code. So this is what is going to show you in the so that spinner that just came up, indexing the PDF. So after it has shown you the uploaded successfully, it has uploaded LangChain, the PDF, the name of the PDF, then you get that spinner showing you that, okay, it's trying to chunk it and then load it into the vector store. So here I have with the spin with st.spinner. So while that spinner is running, all of this code is going to run while that spinner is showing. That's basically what is happening. So please take note of the indenting, right? Yeah, indenting. Please take note of that. So I have this function load and chunk PDF. So basically I'm using PyPDF loader. We've covered it in the bootcamp. I'm using recursive character text editor. We've covered that in the bootcamp. So I'm using the PyPDF loader from LangChain to load the PDF from our temporary memory. And then I'm using the documents.load to load it. And then I am defining the text splitter I want to use. And now I'm passing that splitter. I'm passing the documents into the splitter, the document that we just loaded. So yeah, that's what's happening. And that's what's happening here. And then we get this PDF index successfully. That's why we get this stuff, this message. And here we're basically storing it into our vector store. Where is the vector store? We're basically storing it into our vector store, store chunks. Store chunks. All right. Yeah. So what's going on here? First of all, there are imports here. We're importing ChromaDB, importing Hugging Face embeddings for embedding BM5. We don't need the Streamlit import here. And yeah, I'm defining a directory to persist my vector store. So where my vector store is going to be located on my system. And I'm defining this function to store my vector store. So yeah, I'm defining my embeddings, getting an embedding, the one that we used during the bootcamp, other lectures. I'm getting my embedding from Hugging Face with the help of LangChain. So see, it's LangChain underscore Hugging Face. And after that, so first of all, it's going to check if the vector stores directory already exists. If it already exists, it's going to append whatever is coming to it. If not, I guess it's supposed to. Yeah. So it's going to append what is coming into it. And yeah, if not, it's going to persist the documents that are already in the vector store. All right, so that is going to keep what is there and add what is there. Add what's coming in. Okay, so let's go through. So yeah, that's what's going on in our indexing part. Sorry, in the store chunks. And then the next step is, so now that we've stored all of this chunk, the next step is to ask our question basically. So st.header asks a question. That's what is this header. And remember here we use title, here is header, streamlit.header passing it. And then query is equal to streamlit.text input, enter your question. That's what you have here. This line of code is this. So just see how easy it is to do with Streamlit. Then after that, next is if there's a query, if a query is being sent in, the rest of the code is going to run. So let's go through what the code is going to be before we run it. So if there's a code that's going to run, it's going to retrieve the documents using our retriever. And here we're just using a vector store. So it's going to retrieve the documents. And after that, those retrieved docs are going to be passed into our ranker. So Next, after step 4, step 5 is applying the re-ranker. So we re-rank the documents, passing our query and our retrieve documents. And after that, we are now going to build the LLM chain. So we're going to use this re-rank docs to invoke the LLM chain. So let me run through this LLM chain. What is happening here? So these are LLM chain. We're defining our prompt template first. Your helpful AI assistant answer the question based only on the context below. The context is going to be passed in when we invoke the LLM. When we invoke the chain, the context is going to be passed in, as well as the question, which is the user query. That is also going to be passed in. And then we're expecting it to give us his answer. So yeah, I'm going to have to delete this my grok API key after this, but yeah. So yeah, I'm initializing my grok, and then let me just I will delete this API key after this class. So I'm initializing my grok, and after that, my LLM using ChatGPT, which I have imported from here, which I have imported from ChatGPT. Yeah. And after that, I'm building my chain. I'm preparing the prompts using a runnable. So we have the context is going to join all of the documents that is going to come in, and also the question as well that is going to be coming in. And then it's going to pass this as a dictionary into my prompt templates, which is what I have defined here. And the dictionary values are going to replace these placeholders here in my prompt. And after it's passed to my prompt, from there it gets into my LLM. My LLM, so the entire prompt is now passed into the LLM, and after that, passed to the string output parser, and then we're expecting a response. So basically, what am I doing? I'm returning this chain. I'm still showing my grok. So sorry, you guys should actually put this in, put your API keys in your environment variable and use python.env to import them for your environment variable. So sorry about that. That's the oversight on my end. Okay, so now I'm returning this chain that I have built here. And that is what I'm calling in step 6 here. Build LLM chain. And next, I'm showing a Streamlit subheader and the answer. And this is where I'm rendering the response. So I'm creating a container. This is what we call a Streamlit container. So you create a Streamlit container, streamlit.empty. So it's just like saying, okay, this is like a div, but it's going to be empty for now. Something else is going to come in and occupy it. So yeah, I'm calling that header back and saying response underscore container dot markdown. So, and then I'm going to invoke the chain, and this is where I pass in the query, the question variable, which is the query, and the re-rank documents. I'm going to pass it there. And after that, in step 7, I'm going to show the document. So let's go through that. So now we've uploaded it. Let's run. Let me ask this question I asked. What does the document say about launching? Mhm. So now we're running this. You should see a running something here. So see it here. So let's wait for the LLM output. So this is the answer, and this is the answer I get. According to the context, documents discusses LangChain, a modular design focused on LLM. And then step 7, which is show the retrieved chunks in the sidebar. See the retrieved chunks. Although I think only one of these retrieved chunks is useful. But yeah, this is the retrieved chunks. So this is actually the vector store is returning 4, but then the re-ranker is like narrowing it down to I think just these two. Let me ask another question. Does it say anything about, does it say anything about the usefulness of launching this data break? Let's try this. Dump it. Mm. Yeah, why that is coming up. All right, yes, the text states that the paper aims to save key resources for the so yeah, and that's it, guys. That's basically the simple stuff. Um I and so well just check our GitHub and you'll see this repo. Docs AI is the name, and we'll send it in our email. We'll send the link in the emails that we'll be sending. I put all of this step one, step two. I labeled all of this so that when you're going through the code, you can easily flow and understand what is going through. So the code is, very readable to you. You understand where it's going, and when you have an issue, you can ask in the Discord channel. Say, "Oh, hi Ibuka, hi Raphael, hi Ifeanyi. My code is failing at step 5. I'm trying to replicate what you did, but it's failing at step 5." So yeah, that will be all. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to attend to that. If not, Ralph, pick it from here. Hmm, let's see, this is Ralph, are you there? Think you muted. Well, let me go to the chat and see if there are any questions. Please share the NSK.ai. Oh, Minor, thank you so much for helping with that.
Hi, Ebuka.
All right. So yeah, right. I'm done. So here's the terminal code are visible though. All right. Thank you. So let me know, was my explanation complex? Was it clear? Was it not clear? Let me know. Let me know what you guys think about this demo I did. Um, yeah. What do you guys think? Were you able to follow through? I'm saying thinking about implementing thinking about implementing security frameworks in such a RAG system using third-party tools like Streamlit, how can you limit its accessibility to your file? The use case only requires docs and one specific file to be accessed for indexing and embedding. How can we limit doc uploader for accessing all your files on your device or DB to just accessing one file? So I think this is where you can do like an interesting project. So, like I said, this is the naive rank part. You would see that every all of you will see that all of the logic in this, there is no logic that is not related to RAG. So there's nothing like uploading from AWS, or there isn't any external, it's just naive RAG. So towards the when we get into the advanced part and when we now build the final part something, we're going to build like a proper app. But this is just to show you guys everything we've learned so far. Let's put it into um practice. Someone said the Streamlit used for production level apps. No, Streamlit is not used for production level apps. What Streamlit is used basically the same, it's kind of like used for the same purpose that what is it called? Jupyter notebooks are. Not exactly the same purpose, but the idea of Streamlit is just for engineers to be able to, get up with something. Start, this thing. I don't know, for those that are developers, they have this issue of, oh, they implement a nice back end, and what they are worried about now is an interface that can, interact with their back end. So that is where Streamlit comes into play. So, and it's not only used in machine learning, it's just a quick front end for basically back end developers that just want to, backend Python developers. I just want to get something up and running as quick as possible. They don't care about the design. They just want to show that their work is functional. So no, Streamlit is not used in production level apps. Yeah, but we're just using this to practice, to learn. Like when you're able to build this, when the idea is to understand the functionality, when you can understand that, um when you can understand that, you can be able to integrate it into JavaScript, C Sharp, whatever app. But the core stuff is to understand how to build this RAG system. So yeah, our task for this week will be replicating everything that you've learned so far. Build a document chat AI. We'll send it as an email as well. Build a document chat AI. Next week, we're getting into the advanced part, because so one of the things you would notice in this app that I built is in this app, um, um, if I ask you something like, what was the last question? What was my last question? It shouldn't know this answer. It should give me something stupid. Oh, I don't have context. See, you didn't say you saying you didn't ask a question. I'm here to help your question. So it doesn't have memory. And if you see, it went ahead to retrieve documents. Meanwhile, the question I asked, it doesn't need to retrieve any documents. It's just so this is where the agentic part of RAG now comes into play, and that's what we're going to be going into, in the advanced part. So all of those extra logic, extra functionality, we'll be having somebody from LangChain, an engineer from LangChain, teach us about monitoring our LLM. So the things that I have, the tokens that I have spent, that I have consumed, what is, how much have I spent? Also, another thing you can monitor. So now that I pass in this text, what are the steps? So when I press enter, what is going on? If you notice, one thing we're doing is when I pass in this question, we are just sitting here like we're waiting. Okay, what's going to happen next? We're waiting for stream. I don't know why this is not going again now. So you see, we're waiting for, but we cannot see what is going on under. Like there isn't like console log that is showing us. There is no place that is logging what is happening, the steps that are going, the documents. It's just that yeah, we are showing what we retrieved. It's not there's nothing that is showing us. Okay, this is the formal. So there are things. Others will be covered by the LangChain engineer that will be coming next week, and the other advanced things, because sometimes I might make a mistake in my this thing. Maybe I want to ask, what is lang cha? So the LLM is supposed to pick up on this and like help me rewrite this query before it now feeds it back into my retriever. That these are the fun parts of the whole RAG agent. But this naive part, like I said, the naive is what naive is. Oh my God, I just noticed that I'm talking and I'm not even sharing my screen. I'm so sorry, guys. I am so sorry, guys. I was talking and I wasn't sharing my screen. Um, Sorry, I was talking and oh my God, I'm so sorry. So you see something like this place of, oh, what is Langcha? I'm trying to say what is Langchain and I made a mistake. Yeah, so okay, so yeah, it's using his intuition to say to just write lang chain. But then it's supposed to, help me, rewrite this. Like if I ask ChatGPT what is lang chain, ChatGPT can get the context and say, oh, are you trying to ask about lang chain or something, something, something. So the LLM is supposed to like help me rephrase those questions and like feed it back. There was another thing I said, that I did. Okay, so I said, what was my last question? You see that the LLM doesn't know it doesn't even know that I asked a question. Do you understand? And So let me see. So you haven't asked any question yet. So, but then it still went ahead to retrieve two chunks. So these are the whole idea. The first 3 weeks, like I said, like we said, is for the fundamentals. Understand how to build a rag chain. Understand what a rag chain is. Understand what rag is. I believe that everybody, there are like 24 people on this call. I believe that every 24 person on this call knows what a rag chain is, and they can now go and build something, or build a simple basic rag chain. You might feel, you will definitely have bugs, all of that, but that's why the Discord server is there. Feel free to always drop your questions. Feel free to tag me. I will help you look into that. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys. I hope I answered every question. So Raf, you can take it from here. Good.
Hi, Ebuka. Sorry. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I'm
You
done.
answered. You've taken some of the questions already, right?
Yeah. I've taken all the questions.
So if there are any more questions, you can leave it in the forum discussion, and we can talk about them. We can have discussions about these questions. This was a pretty much short session, so we'll be meeting again tomorrow for maybe a longer session. So be sure to share the link. Join on time. We've been having some team from Langchain. Keep an eye out for the announcements channel on Discord and WhatsApp and every other social media you can find us on, and the video recording for this session and relevant email summary will be shared to you. So just stay alert. And if you're not receiving email, be sure to reach out to us so we can rectify that as well. All right. Thank you everyone once again for joining. Thank you, Ebuka.
All right. Good day, guys.